Hallelujah. 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 Glory to God in the highest. Thank God for bringing us over, all of us, to His sanctuary once again today to honor Him and to worship Him. Today is the day of power. Although it's very cold outside, but God has allowed us to be in His presence. Our God never sleeps or slumbers. So when people give excuses for not coming to church because of the cold, they must remember that the same God that was protecting them when it's hot is the same God who's protecting them when it's cold. So if we give reasons for not coming to church to serve God and worship Him and bow our heads before Him because it's cold, then we cannot expect God to be running to take care of our fears. When we cannot sacrifice, we cannot deny ourselves to come and worship Him. So the God give us all of us spirits so to worship God, whether it's cold or not. And so, we're reading today from the book of 1 Kings, and this passage describes the life of King David and the life of his son Adonijah. It says King David was old and stricken in years, and they covered him with clothes, but he could not get hot, he could not get warm. There's a stage in your life you get when it's so cold that you cannot even maintain your body temperature. Maybe it was shivering. How else would they know that it was cold? And so they found a virgin, a woman, to keep him warm. She let her lie in your bosom and that my Lord maybe get heat. So they realized that David liked women. That's why they got him this young girl. That hopefully that will keep him warm. But despite that, the Bible says he never got hit. See? The dance was very beautiful, but despite her sleeping or being close to the king still could not get warm. It was still cold. So there was something else wrong with King David at this stage. It was not a question of lust or all that. It was something else. But that's just by the way. If it was somebody else, I'm sure they wouldn't have brought a woman to him, but because they knew King David loved women too much, that's why they did that. This is how Satan tempts us. When he sees that we like something very much, that's what he's going to use to come and tempt us. But it did not work in this case. Now it says Adonijah was the firstborn, or actually was the secondborn of King David, the son of Haggith. He said, the Bible says he exalted himself, saying, I will be king. This sounds like what Lucifer said in the heavenly, that he wanted to sit on the throne like God. See, that's because of pride. How did Adonijah become so proud? Well, I find the answer in the next verse. And then he prepared chariots and horsemen and 50 men to run before him. And that was, he wanted to have a grand celebration. He wanted to make himself king. That is not the normal way people become king. People are appointed by king, they are anointed by God. But in this case, this man, Adonijah, wanted to make himself king. Because Satan had entered him and filled him with pride. Now he had a senior brother, Absalom. So even by seniority, he was not the one due to be king. But the pride got into him. How did the pride get into him? If we go to and the next verse 6 says, his father had not displeased him at any time in saying, why hast thou done so? Now was his father King David never questioned him, never confronted him, never disciplined him. Can you imagine growing up in a house and never being disciplined? Well, if anybody grows up in that kind of household, this is exactly what they're going to do. They're going to become proud. They'll feel that they can do anything. They feel that nobody can talk to them. So whilst David was trying to, pet this boy and not offend him, he was actually growing rebellion inside him. Rebellion that will go against his father. See? The Bible says, if you beat your son, he will not die from the beating. The one says, spare the rod and spoil the child. We must discipline our children just like God disciplines us. But the Bible says that any child that's not disciplined is not a child of God. By God, is not God's child. It's a bastard. Go to the book of Hebrews chapter 12, I think.
Hebrews chapter 12.
Let's go to Hebrews chapter 12.
Hebrews chapter 12.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me just get there. Hebrews 12. Says no discipline. Okay. Hebrews chapter 12. So that's verse 1.
Chapter 12.
Yeah, hold on. Verse 7.
Verse 7.
Mhm.
If you endure casting,
Chastening.
testing, God deals with you as with sons. For what son is there whom a father does not casting?
Or if you endure discipline, God deals with you as sons. For what son is he whom his father does not discipline? In other words, every father must discipline their children because there's rebellion in the heart of every child. Moses said, in sin did my mother conceive me. We are all born sinners. You don't have to teach a child to lie. They lie automatically. If they've stolen something, they say, no, I don't know who did it, when in fact they did it. Nobody told them that. That was instinctive. It came from inside them. So, but if you are without discipline, we are of all our partakers, then you are bastards, illegitimate and not sons. So any person that grows up in this world without discipline from God is not a son of God or a daughter of God. He's a child of the devil, and that person is going to destroy himself. They're going to be destroyed. They're going to be destroyed. So in this case, King David did not discipline his child at any time. He did not discipline his child. So that will happen that Adonijah, he grew up without any discipline. And of course, pride entered him. And now you can see the result of it, him trying to become king whilst his father was still alive. He did not tell his father, he did not tell any of his father's friends. So what did he do? He conferred with Joab, that was the army captain of the army, Abiathar the priest, and they followed Adonijah. They helped him because they knew that once he became king, he would promote them and give them lands and all that. That was treason. If somebody is ruling, another person wants to unseat them illegally, that's what's called treasonable felony or treason. That's what's called treason, and it's punishable by death. So, but he didn't call Zadok the priest, and Benaiah, and Nathan the prophets, and Shemaiah and Raiah, the mighty men who belonged to David, because he knew they would tell David, his father, and he knew his father would not be pleased if he tried to do that. No father would be pleased to find their children trying to unseat them whilst they were still legally the king. He knew it. So that's why he didn't tell his father's friends. He only called those people he knew that they were not close to his dad and who would support him. Because what he was doing was a rebellion against the authority of his dad. It was illegal and he knew it was wrong. But he wanted to become king without going through the normal process. You see? Many of us, what we do, we try to become what we don't want to work for something, but we want to get it. We don't want people to appoint, or we want to get ourselves. We use all kinds of ways to do what we shouldn't do. See? There is no glory without the cross. Jesus Christ himself had to suffer to get the glory. He said that in the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow, and every tongue shall confess that he's the Lord for glory of Father in heaven. He did not go through the right channel. He did not go through the right channel. And he wanted to short circuit the normal process, which was legal. So then what else did he do? He slew sheep and oxen and fat cattle by the son of Zoheleth, which were on Rogel, and called all his brethren the king's son and all the men of Judah the king's servants. So he was like, this is like a conspiracy, a big conspiracy, calling people to support him calling people to support him. People who knew it was that, at times to rebel against his dad. So he got sheep and oxen and all these people. He got them to come in and to join him in his rebellion against his father. But he did not tell Nathan the prophets. He did not tell Nathan the prophets. And Benaiah, the mighty men, and Solomon, his brother, he called not. Because he knew those ones supported his dad, and they would tell his dad. He knew Nathan was the friend of his dad, and Benaiah, the mighty men, and Solomon, his brother, he did not call them. So this was a conspiracy by this boy. Well, the Bible says that his father never corrected him at any one time. So this is why rebellion found a place in his heart. Had his father been correcting him regularly and disciplining him, he would not have grown to that stage whereby that pride would enter his heart and would think of rebelling against the authority of his dad and become king whilst his dad was still on the throne. He would not have done that. See, so God's discipline is good for us because we are his children. If he doesn't discipline us, what's going to happen to us? We are going to become rebellious and eventually destroy ourselves. So it's good. The Bible says, do not despise the chastening or the discipline of the Lord. That's same Hebrews chapter 12. It talks about it. Do not despise the chastening of the Lord. For whom the Lord chasteneth or disciplines, the Lord loves. So if you're not chastened or disciplined by the Lord, it means the Lord does not love you. You're not his child. If we go to that's Hebrews chapter 12, verse 5. Yes.
And you have forgotten the exhortation,
yes,
which speaks to you as to son. My son, do not despise the casting of the Lord.
The chastening of the Lord, or the smell of the Lord.
Chastening of the Lord. Nor be discouraged when you are rebuked by him. For him who is chastened and scourged every son whom he receives.
You see? For who him the Lord loves, he disciplines and scourges. You know what scourges mean? It means scourging is like they use a 9-cat tails. It's a big whip with 9 branches and it has metal at the end. And it scourges every son whom he receives. But nowadays, when you are receiving scourging from the Lord, what do people say? People say, oh, you can't be a true Christian. Oh, there's something wrong with your religion. But the Bible says here that he scourges every son whom he receives. This is the opposite of what we are learning. Some people think that, oh, if they don't have any problems in life, that means they're good with God. That means they haven't done anything wrong. No. If you're good, it confirms that God's child, and God will chasten you to make you better. He will discipline you. And he will scourge you when he has received you. So that means that the true mark of a child of God is discipline. That means tribulation, it means persecution, it means trouble one way and another. It confirms that you're a true child of God. That's why it says that if you endure chastening, God deals with you as with sons. For what son is he whom his father does not discipline? But if you are without discipline, see what it says, we have all our partakers. That means all his children partake of that discipline. Nobody's exempt. Can't be saying you are better than anybody else and that because of that God will not discipline you. No. All children of God are disciplined by him. Say then, are you bastards and not true sons? May God not make us bastards. You see? So we need to be disciplined by God. It's for our own good. Let's go to 1 Peter 5:9.
1 Peter 5:9.
5:9, yeah. 1 Peter 5:9. Is that door locked? Is it locked? Outside door. Okay, you lock it because what's it coming?
1 Peter chapter 5.
Verse 9.
Chapter 5 verse 9. Resist him, steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same suffering are experienced by your brotherhood in the world.
Okay. Resist him. Steadfast in the faith. That's it. resist Satan. And you're going to do that with the faith of God, which is the shield of faith. So anyway, this Adonijah got his close friends to support him in this rebellion against his dad. But he didn't tell Nathan and Benaiah. Benaiah was the general of the army, the mighty men. Solomon had his own mighty men that supported him. And they didn't tell his brother Solomon as well. So what happened? Because he didn't tell Nathan and Nathan heard about it, of course, everybody saw him killing sheep and oxen and having his 50 men to run before him. Therefore, Nathan went to Bathsheba, the mother of Solomon. It wasn't the mother of Adonijah, it was the mother of Solomon. Different women, David had about 7 wives. And told him, look, have you heard that Adonijah, the son of Haggith, reigns, and David, the Lord, does not know it? So he went to tell Bathsheba that, because he knew Bathsheba was close to King David. Now, we know that Bathsheba was not the original wife of King David, was Uriah's wife. But he had an affair with her and arranged to kill Uriah, her husband. So therefore, let me I pray you, give you counsel, that you may save your own life and the life of your son Solomon. Why did he say that? Because in those days, when somebody became king, the next thing they would do is kill all their brothers so that they would not overthrow them. That was, if you read the Bible, all this passage in the book of Kings, that's what you see. Once they become king, they immediately destroy and wipe out anybody that may qualify to be king in their family. So that's why he told Bathsheba, look, if this guy reigns as king, you know he's going to cut off your head. Because Solomon, your son, can also be king in his place. He's also in the family. So when he told Bathsheba that, Bathsheba now went, said, go to King David and say unto him, do you know that my Lord, did you not swear, my Lord, to me that my son Solomon shall reign after you, shall sit upon your throne? Why then does Adonijah reign? So this was a big conspiracy. First of all, Adonijah did his own. So his father, he started reigning as a king without his father's authority. Then now, I can say counter coup in place. He planned a coup as a counter coup by Nathan the prophet. He now planned it, said, we don't know what would have happened had they invited Nathan to that party he had to celebrate his crowning as a king. But because he did not invite him, that one felt slighted and spite, and that's why he went to report to the king through Bathsheba. He couldn't go to the king directly. He had to go to Bathsheba. But we see all these human machinations. And of course, Bathsheba feared for her life and went to the king. And he says, whilst you are still talking, I'm going to come in and confirm what you are saying. In other words, the fact that you made a promise to Bathsheba that her son Solomon will reign after you. That's what he was coming to confirm. So it was a plan. And King David didn't know about it. He didn't even know that Adonijah had made himself king. So Bathsheba went to the king, and where Abishag was there. Bathsheba bowed and said, and the king asked him, what do you want from me? He said, my lord, he told him that he had sworn unto him. And anyway, to cut a long story short, Adonijah was eventually killed. Because David rose up and went and confronted him, and So what we learn from this passage is this: we should let the Lord discipline us. We should not despise the discipline of the Lord. If we don't discipline, if God doesn't discipline us, this is what's going to happen. We are all going to be destroyed. We all need discipline. None is born perfect. None except Christ. As a human being, we are all born in sin and we are imperfect. Therefore, we require discipline. If anybody says, I'm a good man, I don't do this, I don't need to be disciplined, that person is a fool. Every man needs to be disciplined because all of us in one way or another fall short of God's standards. And God needs to perfect us. And the way he does is by pruning. The Bible says that when a tree is bearing, when a branch is bearing fruits, the Lord will prune that branch to bear more fruits. So the purpose of the discipline is to become more holy. So those who are exercised by it, those who learn from the discipline, it produces a fruit of righteousness in their lives. That same passage, Hebrews 12, verse 5, is very rich. It says, furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh who corrected us, and we give them reverence. Shall we not much rather? That's Hebrews 12, verse 9. Be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live. In other words, if our earthly fathers can correct us, how much more our Heavenly Father? For our earthly fathers, for a few days, disciplined us after their own pleasure, but He, God, for our own profit, that we might be partakers of His holiness. See? In other words, the discipline of God will get us to heaven. The discipline of this earth doesn't get us to heaven. It's only for this earth. But God's discipline gets us the road to heaven. He said, now, no discipline for the moment is joyous. How true. If somebody's whipping your back with a cane, you're not smiling, right? It's about grievous. Nevertheless, afterwards, it yields the visible fruit of righteousness unto them which learn from it. So the fruit of the discipline is righteousness, to make you righteous before God. And when you are righteous, you become holy, and you're your way to heaven. You see? You're your way to heaven. The visible fruit of righteousness unto them which exercise, also learn. It's not everybody that learns from discipline. Some people, when they're disciplined, they get more rebellious. They turn against God. They say, God, I don't want this. And they look for other gods. For those who allow discipline to go through them, they will have the fruit of righteousness. The Bible says, when the flesh is dead, then a man will no longer sin. So when you kill the flesh, the man will no longer sin. That's it. So, may God give us the power. Father, come up. Power to learn, to accept the discipline of the Lord, and not to despise the discipline of the Lord. Lord bless all the words. Amen.